Spot-nik is a platinum partner in the marketplace. We have 5 products in the marketplace at the moment, and we'll be adding SuperMail really soon, Super Planner really soon. Some of you were here last week and got to like a sneak peek at Super Planner from Guy. We are going to see a sneak peek today as well, so don't worry if you weren't here last week. You're going to see it today. Not as well as Guy did, but I think you're going to enjoy it. And what else I can say? I'm a product manager at Spot-nik, and I love it. And I have my teammates here, and they will be answering the Q&A feature in the Zoom. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. If they will answer, and if they think that it is something that I should answer verbally, then they will let me know, and I will show it again on screen. So let's dive into our agenda for today. So today we're going to talk about SuperMail. We're going to start with what is SuperMail and why it was created, why we started with this app. Then we're going to talk about 3 use cases and how we use SuperMail. Well, not just us, our users use SuperMail in these use cases. And in each one, we're going to see additional features. Okay, so I can use more than one feature in each use case, but because we have little time, then I'm going to talk specifically about specific features in each use case, and then we will add features in each use case. Next, we're going to talk about SuperMail skills on Sidekick, which is something new that Monday added. And last, we're going to talk about our mass mailing feature, which is still in the oven, but I really wanted to show it to you because it should be live soon, and I think it will be a game changer for a lot of you. So let's start with what makes SuperMail super. So just like all of our products, we created SuperMail because we found a gap in the Monday system. So what is that gap? So let's start with this board, okay? So I have my contact board, and I have my clients, and I want to send them an email with Monday automation. So I don't know how many of you are sending emails with Monday, but I'm going to send an automated email with Monday, and then I'm going to send an automated email with SuperMail, and I want to show you the difference. So let's go into my email. Okay, so this is the automated email by Monday. As you can see, just plain text, no hyperlinks, no colors, no changing of fonts. And most importantly, the files are not really added. Okay, so this means that when you use the Monday automation, you just get a link to the file destination. And if you are not a board member, if the email recipient is not a board member, this link will just not help them. They will not be able to get the file. So we saw this gap and we wanted to overcome it. So we created SuperMail. So first, rich text. Okay, you have rich text. You can colors and underline and bold and change fonts and add bullets and hyperlink text. And if you take a link from the board, then it will be hyperlinked with the text to display, and you can add images and GIF files, and these can be clickable. And we have the date formatting, so you can choose which format. So this is actually the same date column in 4 different formattings that I've added to my template. And most importantly, the file. It is really here, and every recipient of this template can get this item, this file. Sorry. Okay, so I got to let's remove that for now. Sorry about it. So what and how do I do this? Okay, so I have SuperMail. It's a board view. I create a template. I add the text. I have rich text for everything I want, and I can just like in any text editor that you're used to. Okay, and for the Israelis and Hebrew speakings, we support right to left as well, which is very important because Monday does not allow that at the moment. So basic template, I change the template name, I choose I add my address, I write the subject. In the subject, I can also add injections from the board, and I can add the information. One thing I wanted to show you is about the dates. Okay, so you see this is my date column, and when I click here, I can add the formatting. I can choose them. So this is really nice. Another thing for why we created SuperMail is who you can send SuperMail to, who you can send an email to. So with Monday automations, you can send emails to people column, email column, and teammates. Okay, teammates in the Monday board. With SuperMail, you can send to people column, email column, text column with emails in them, and all these 3 columns in mirror position. So how does that help me? So if you see, I have this client's board, and this client has 3 contacts. I can send this email to all these recipients. Hopefully it will work. Let's see. Should work. Okay, so demos must not work sometimes, right? Because it did work before. I really did a demo like just a second ago, and it did. Anyways, believe me, it works. So let's go back to our presentation and continue. So we've seen the rich text and the file attachment and who we can send SuperMail to. But if you already know Spot-nik, then you know that we do not rest. Okay, so SuperMail was launched at June 23rd, and since then we were listening to our users, our clients, and adding more and more features. And now we're going to see all these features in our use cases. As I said before, I'm going to add them one by one. If you have any questions, please write in the Q&A feature, and my teammates will answer. So let's start with the first use case. The first use case is approval process. So when we have approval process, we really want to have fast communication and process efficiency. So in my use case, we're going to go into my approval process board. And in my use case, I am a project manager, and I need my CFO to approve steps in my project according to their budget. And since he is an executive manager, I want to make things easier for him. I don't want him to have to go into the board and get the information or send me an email and ask for the information. So what I do is I send him an email with all the information. Oh, look, the email came, the one with the mirrors. So let's see this one. Okay. So I'm going to send all the information in one email. Okay. So this is the approval process email, all the information. So I have the information about the task and the budget, and take a look. I also have sub items here. So SuperMail also supports adding information from sub items. Sub items can be shown in table view or in list view. We're going to see that a little later when I show you the configuration. The next thing that is important about this template is these buttons here. So as we said, we want efficiency, and we want it to be to not be time consuming for our boss, right? So my boss got this email. All he needs to do is click one of these buttons, and my board will be updated. So take a look. I'm clicking on approved. Let's go back to my board. Up, it approved. Okay. It makes everything work so much faster and so much easier. And I can now go on. My boss has the information. He doesn't have to go into my board and get all the information. And I don't need to spend time with communicating all the information he needs. So that is one great capability. Well, actually, two great capabilities about this. Now, I want to show you another thing about this. In my company, when I am this project manager in the use case, whenever I contact executive management, my team lead has to be CC'd to that email. Okay. So I can add a constant recipient to the template. So let's see how I do this. So I go back into my template, and I'm going to remove this here for a second. Okay, so I've written my template, added all the information and the buttons. We're going to see in a second how I add the buttons, and everything is here. Okay, but now I want Noam, who is my team lead, to get the email because I'm sending it to my CFO, who is executive management. So I click here on the add static recipient, and I want it to be CC'd. So I go into the CC and I say Noam. So if we go back into my email here, we're going to see that Noam is CC'd here. Okay. So that is a really cool feature. I like it a lot. The next thing I wanted to show you here is how we use the buttons. So I'm going to remove the decline button here, and we're going to add it together. So wherever the cursor is, notice the cursor is right here. I click on this icon here, and I choose the status column, and I choose the label that I want. I can change the text that I want for this label, and I can add a custom message, limit click usage, and ask the user for a comment and insert. That's it. This is now in my template. When I send it, the end user will get this button. Okay. Next thing I wanted to show you in this template is the sub items. Okay. I'm going to remove it, and we're going to add it together. I'm going to remove it. Okay. So now I want to add sub item. Once again, wherever the cursor is, I go here to from sub items. I choose the columns that I want, and I choose to show it in table view or in list view. If I put it in list view, it will look like this. And in table view, as you've seen before, it will look how I showed you in the email. Okay. And once I click apply, it will just, oh, I deleted it. Perfect. Let's do this again and this and apply. How fun to have bugs in live. Okay, so you've seen it, it worked. Let's close this and move on. Let's go back into my presentation and see everything to see if I've done everything. Okay, so we went through the change status button. We went to the sub items and the static recipient. And the last thing I wanted to show you is how I use AI to generate the email content. So I have this one here, empty template. I have SuperMail AI, and I have this Word doc here that I've written a prompt in before because I type really, really slow. So I didn't want to type it for you before, like in front of you. So I'm actually asking the AI to write the email for the approval. I'm asking to show the information, the description, and the budget, and the buttons that I want. And voila, I have all this information here. I can edit this, and then I can send it like this however I want. Okay, so now that we've seen all these features, we can move on. I do want you to remember this use case because when we're going to talk about the Monday skills, the Monday Sidekick skills, we're going to use this use case again. Okay, let's go on to our second use case. I'm good on time, right? Okay, so our second use case is ticketing. So SuperMail has SuperMail Dialogue. SuperMail Dialogue is pretty much the same as emails and activities, Monday's emails and activities. It works the same, but it has one key difference, which for me is the main value of SuperMail Dialogue. So I want to show you something. So these are 3 tickets with the same email address from the same user. Okay, 3 different tickets. Okay, but if we go into emails and activities, why? Okay, if we go to emails and activities, we're going to see the same emails in all 3 items. Okay, and right here as well. Okay, all 3 emails, all emails in the same in all these tickets. Why is this? Because emails and activities is email based. Okay, so it doesn't really know that it's a different item. It knows it's the same email. It just injects the information, the email conversation with this user. So a gap that we wanted to overcome. So we did, and we created SuperMail dialog. Okay, so SuperMail dialog is SuperMail item view. We have SuperMail board view and SuperMail item view. In the SuperMail dialog, what we can see are the threads. So this item actually has 3 different threads opened with SuperMail. If we go to this item, we go to SuperMail. Okay, so this one has 1 thread. Okay, so what does that mean? 3 different email threads that were open in my Google Gmail account. Okay, 3 different threads in this specific item, even if it's the same email address. Okay, so threads are opened by either automated emails by SuperMail or this blue button here. Another capability of SuperMail dialog is the ability to track the emails. Okay, so we can see if an email was opened, if a link was clicked or not. So this is actually giving us another key value. SuperMail emails can be tracked. You can see the tracks and the tracking in three different ways. So one, SuperMail dialog, okay, in the thread. The second one is in the SuperMail board view in the tracking tab. Okay. And the last one is with automations. Okay, so we can create automations to see if the tracking of the email, if the email was opened, sent successfully, failed to send, or clicked, if a link was clicked or a button was clicked, and I can choose which link and which button. Okay, how do I do that? So I go to integrate. Let's see if it will work now. Okay. Okay, so see, I have 2 files here for SuperMail. Ignore the rest, okay? So I have SuperMail, which are the recipes to automate the emails. As we've talked before, I forgot to show this to you. So we have the sending to CC and BCC in a recipe. These recipes are based on status change, column change, or date change. And unfortunately, these are only with 1 trigger. But if you need more than 1 trigger, say when date arrives and if column is not empty, then send template, right? So how do I do that? Okay, so I recommend using a status column as a helper, and then creating the custom Monday automations to change that status, and then use these recipes of the status change to send a template. Very easy and very comfortable to use. The next thing I wanted to show you is the SuperMail tracking. Wait, I'll search for it again. Okay, so the SuperMail tracking recipes. So the SuperMail tracking has for templates to fail or successfully sent, or if they were open or clicked, or if there's a reply. According to these, we can change the status in the column here. Okay, and then I can track the information about this ticket, and I can understand if I need to reply him or not. Okay, so I think that is all I wanted to show about ticketing. Let's see, SuperMail dialog tracking. Oh, I didn't. Okay, so 2 things that I didn't show you. It's really good that I wrote that on the I'm proud of myself. Okay, so 2 things that I can do with SuperMail. So not this one, this one. Okay, so whenever I send an email, I can send it and change the name of whoever sent it. Okay, so I'm going to change it here to updates, and I'm going to change the name here. This would actually be the sender name. Okay, the custom sender name. What does this mean? When I go in here, when I go into a mail, you see it says me or it says Spot-nik team. Okay, it says me, Michal Leiva. If I go right here and I say Spot-nik team, the email that will be sent, it won't show me updates. It will show me Spot-nik team. Now I want to show you how I send it. So I can send it with the custom automations as we've seen before. And I can also use this button for the send now. So this button was actually created to test templates. But I do know some of our users are using it to send the templates without automations. So it's a feature. It's out there. Use it however you want. But what do I do? So when I click on it, I have to make sure I have the from. I can choose to switch a sender. And I need to see who I'm sending this to. And then I need to select an item. It doesn't matter which item I'm sending because it won't reach to anyone except me. Okay. The only thing that is important is that if I want to check the injections, this is the way to do it. Okay. So now I'm going to send it. Excuse me. You need to. Okay. So now I'm going to send it, and let's go back into my email and see. I got an email from Spot-nik team. Okay. Just like I typed it in the custom sender name. Okay. Next on the agenda is use case number 3. So until now, we've seen, I'm going to go back to the features. So we've seen the change status button, the sub-items, the static recipients, and the AI-generated emails. We've seen the SuperMail dialog, how we can track emails and how we can reply. One thing I forgot to show you in the reply. Let's go back into my main table. Let's go to the item. Why? Okay, go to SuperMail dialog. And I can take this thread and I can reply. Okay. So I have the from and the to and the information that I want. Nice thing about this, okay? So when I use SuperMail Dialog, I only have the text-based templates. We're going to talk just a little bit later about the HTML templates, but in the dialogues, only text-based templates. But what I like about this is that it looks the same as the text-based templates in the item view, in the board view. Okay, I can add columns to the subject and to the body. I can add sub-items, whatever I want, the same. Okay. And the nice thing is using the templates. So this will show me all the text-based templates I have in my board view. Okay, and I can use them here. What do I use them for? It helps me, makes improve my time. Okay, so say I have frequently asked questions, and I already have templates for those questions, so I just use them here. Or like a touch-based template. So, hi, I just wanted to see that you've received my email. I would do it with this. Okay, so it's really easy. It's nice that you can create a template in the board view, and then it will show in the SuperMail dialog. Okay, let's close this. I've showed everything, I think. Yes. And now to the third use case, the onboarding process.
Let's make a short Q&A answer that I think it's worth showing everyone. So I think you didn't say, but you can have more than one email account connected to your SuperMail. So you can connect your marketing team, you connect your support team email, you can connect your CEO email, and for each template you can choose which one you want to use, and then this specific template will be sent from this specific inbox. So as Michal shows now. Second question is about the button. So the buttons of the email that Michal showed before, that can let you change statuses in the Monday, are not Monday, let's say not Monday related. So also users who are not part of the Monday account can click on the buttons and change it in the Monday. So if we make it simple, non-Monday user, any client that gets the email can click the status and change your Monday account. It's very powerful.
Yes, a lot of users use it for like RSVPs.
Yeah.
So they use the status to RSVP to an event. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another question,
another last short question. Can you show how to add the SuperMail dialog to your board?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So let's go into the tickets.
And that's for my point. We will be back. My corner will be back soon.
Okay. Thanks, Sam. Okay. So as I said, it's just another item view. Ugh. Okay. So I click on the plus, explore more views, search for SuperMail, and I get the SuperMail dialog. Okay. I just add it to the item and it will show in the whole board. Okay. So thank you, Juan, for the Q&A. Let's continue with our third use case, onboarding process. So with onboarding process, we want complete control over the onboarding flow. We want to have good communication. We want to make sure we contact our clients based on their engagement, maybe, and we would also like to have designed emails the way we're used to with, email marketing tools like MailChimp or Smooth or whatever it is that you're using. So let's see it in my boards now. Wait, my mouse went. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm going to go back into my CRM use case. So I have two ways of contacting clients. So I showed you this before at the beginning. So I have clients and the clients have contacts, okay? And they are connected to each other, right? So I can send an email to all of them from here, right? So let's send the proposal email, okay? And let's see if it works. It should work. It's taking a while. Oh, a lot of tickets are entering. Okay. Ram, is there any delay? Seems like there's a delay because the automations are running. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, so I can send one email to all the recipients. Okay. So that is one way to get in contact with our clients. Another way is actually sending onboarding automated emails. So you know how you use SuperMail, right? Once you install the app, you get an email from us. And then a few days after, you get another email from us. And then a few days after, you get another email from us. So let's see how I send those. So I'm going to start with the first one because I want to show it to you. Hopefully that now the automations will run and everything will work. And let's see if I'm getting the email. Okay, so first, this is the proposal that I want. I don't know what's going on here, but this is the proposal that I wanted to show you with, so the proposal is sent to all the recipients together in the all the recipients that I've chosen, and the onboarding emails are sent to each one, okay, to each user. So I'm going to send to each user. I want to send a different email, so I'm going to send it from the contacts board and not from the clients board, okay, because I want to send to each user their own onboarding flow. The next thing I want to do is send email number 2. But how do I do that? So I can automate sending email based on time. Okay, I will do that with the Monday custom automations. So I'm going to show you the automations on this board. So I have send email number 1 and set the item date to today. Okay, And then when this date, a day after this date, send email number 2. And 2 days after this date, send email number 3. Okay, so this is one way of sending communications. Okay, another way we can send the next emails is by using Monday workflows. So Monday workflows, I really like it. It has a lot of capabilities. And the most thing that I like about it is that I can add the more conditions. And I can use here the ability to say, okay, so one day after, and also if the status is changed, I can build like a tree. So if the person opened email number 1, then send an email number 2. But if he didn't open email number 1, then I want to send an email number 3. Okay, and I can do that with with the Monday workflows. And the nice thing about Monday workflows is that you don't need to use the automation. I mean, you can just change the status and use the regular recipes of SuperMail. But with workflows, you can actually do the recipe in here. So I can choose the board and I can choose the template and to whom I want to send this. So it's really nice to use Monday workflows, but this is like Monday workflows. It's not SuperMail. I just wanted to show you that you can use SuperMail in Monday workflows, and then you can create the whole flow however it is that you want. Now I want to show you how I created the template. Okay, so until now, we've only seen the text-based templates with SuperMail. Okay, so if I go, where's my mouse again? So if I go here, I have the text-based templates, but I can also have HTML editors. Okay, so when I click on this one and I create a template, I have a regular drag and drop HTML editor, just like you have in MailChimp or Smooth that you're used to, okay? You can add text and buttons and images and everything. And also the change status button and the sub items, everything, each one would be like a component in this email, okay? Another thing that is really nice is the HTML capability. So once I put this here, no, I didn't want the menu. I want this. Sorry about that. Wait, press. Okay, I wanted the HTML. Okay, so I click here and I can just write the HTML. What is this good for? Sometimes our clients say, we have a designer, she created our newsletter, we wanted to add it, she just gave us the HTML code and we want to put it in and it doesn't work. Okay, now it does. Okay, so this is really nice. Another nice thing and a new feature that we've just actually added, excuse me, is this import template. So why is this important? So we create our templates in SuperMail. We don't use the HTML. And when I'm saying we, I'm saying Omel, our designer. She creates them. She creates them, first of all, in her designer apps, okay? And then like in Figma or something. And then she goes ahead and she creates it in her own board and plays with it and designs it. And once she's happy with the design and everyone is happy, then we take the template from the board that she has created it and import it to the board that we're sending the email from. So how do I do this? So this is really a new feature. It was like less than a month ago. Okay, so I click on the import template and then I select the board that I want the template from. So I'm going to take from the SM users. So this is the SuperMail users templates. These are the real templates that our users get. Okay, and I'm going to take email number 5. What just happened? Something has to not work. Why? Again, SM users. You're going to take email number 5. Okay, and then I click on next. The next thing that happens is actually saying, okay, this template was created in a board with injections. In this specific template, I have the unsubscribe button. The injections are relevant to that specific board, but I want it to be relevant to this board. So I have to add the mapping, okay? So I will have to choose the status column, and I have to choose the label for the mapping, and do next. The next thing I need to do is choose the sender. I can choose, as Ram said before, I can choose the senders from all of the list, and I can add a new one. Once I click import, that's it. The new template is here. It will take a few seconds, but it's here, okay? So this is really nice, and it's very helpful. For me, it has made things a lot easier. And I know that for our marketing team, it made things a lot easier for them to send emails like this because they just import the template and they don't have to copy it and rebuild everything. Okay, so it's really nice. Another thing that I wanted to show you about the HTML templates, well, it's not only in the HTML, but mostly used in the HTML, is this text, the email preview text. So how do I open this thing? So if I don't have it, let's remove it for a second. I don't have it now. Now I will click on email preview and it will show. Okay, so this is the text that we created in the template. Okay, where does it show? When we go into our SuperMail, so this is the template, right? When we go here, sorry. Okay, so I have welcome to SuperMail, and here's how to get more out of SuperMail. This is the preview text. It doesn't show in the email itself. It only shows in the dashboard of the emails. What is this good for? So some of our users are using SuperMail to send like commercial emails, and by law you have to say this is a commercial, or the other way around, this is not a commercial. Okay, so you can use that, and also just to like personalize and contact and make the people want to open the email. This preview text helps a lot. Now I want to go and see that I did not miss anything. HTML, info template, and Monday workflow. Perfect. And I showed the preview text. Perfect. Now we're going to go and see the Monday Sidekick skills. So remember how I said we were using the approval process, okay? So now I have done this before and it worked, and I really hope that it will work again. Okay, so bear with me. So once again, I have created a prompt in before. Oh, sorry. Why? I can't even copy text. Okay, perfect. Now let's go back here. Let's open Sidekick. I'm gonna open a new one. And now I'm gonna send him my prompt. So I'm actually asking him, her, however you called your agents. The same as I told you before, I'm a project manager and I need to ask my CFO, I wrote SFO, to approve task budgets on my task budget on my project, and I want to create a SuperMail template and show the information, and I want to have the buttons as well. And now it's working. And now I'm going to go into my SuperMail template and see that I have it here. Okay, this is the template that the Sidekick created. I didn't do anything. You saw before, I had only one template here, and now I have two. So this is the Sidekick template. It has buttons, it has the text. I can either send it right now, or I can go ahead and polish it, do my editing and setting. So this is great. But one thing that you need to know is how to use Sidekick. So you have to, in the Sidekick, you have to click here on the skills and make sure that you have SuperMail skills opened. Okay. If it's not open, it won't work. He will say, I don't know SuperMail. But once it's open, it works. So that is that. I think I went through everything. Okay. Last, mass mailing. So today in SuperMail, you can send bulk emails. Okay, it's not mass mailing, it's bulk emails. So I've showed you before, I can send one email to a lot of recipients. Okay, with mirror columns, I can send like to 100 recipients, one email, right? And I can also go into my context board, context board, multi-select these items, and together send the newsletter. Okay, now my email here is going to show like 5 more. Okay, because I'm going to get all these emails sent. But this has some limitations. So what are the limitations? First, Monday limitations. You can only select up to 500 items at a time, right? Not really mass emailing, right? Okay. The next limitation is your email provider. So you're sending with Google or Microsoft, so you have a variation of 100 to 5K emails that you can send a day. And the last limitation is actually the Monday API that has too technicky for me, but it might crash. Okay, it won't be able to send a lot of emails at a time. So we have created SuperMail Mass Email. It is still in development, so I'm showing you our development app. It's not ready. It's not perfect yet. It has bugs, and the UI is not perfect yet, but I really wanted to show you because I really hope it will be ready soon, and you will be able to see it, and it's like you're going to get like a sneak peek of a new feature, an amazing feature. So I'm having, because it's dev, it's working a little slower, so excuse me, but I have my templates. I create a template. The next thing I do is I go into my mass email. I create a new mass email campaign. I choose the name, okay? I will write end of year 2025. And then I will choose the design. I have to choose a template, okay? It shows me the template that I've added. The next thing I want to do is choose the sender. So it will automatically take the sender from the template that I've built in the template center, but I can change. I can switch to a different email, okay? And I can add a display name. If I don't touch this, it will take the information from the template. If I touch this, it will override the information from the template, okay? The next thing I do is the subject. I can take the subject from the template or override it here. And the most important thing is the audience, okay? So the first thing I want to do is select the email column. And then I want to remove duplicates. Why would I remove duplicates? Okay, so you know how I want to send my emails, a newsletter to all of you SuperMail clients, okay, and users. Some of my users are Monday partners and they have their own clients. So they will be in like 5 or 10 or 20 SuperMail accounts. Okay. So if I do not remove duplicates, they will get my email 20 times, which I think happened to you today. Sorry about that. So that is really important to add the remove duplicates. The next thing is the add condition, the filtering. Okay. So it's a newsletter. What's most important with newsletters? Not to send it to unsubscribe people, right? So I'm going to choose the unsubscribe. And now where people, is not, where unsubscribe is not unsubscribe, then send to these people, okay? Now I can do two things. I can save it for later and send it whenever, or I can send it right now, okay? So where is my notes? Okay, so I'm gonna save it for later, but I wanted to show you what happens when it's already sent. I can see the information about this template being sent, how many opened it, and how many clicked on it, and how many emails were successfully sent, and a lot of information that you might need to understand. So this is our mass mailing feature that hopefully will be soon live. Any questions before I go to my endings? Ram, Neil? How's the Q&A?
I don't think there was something that is relevant for everyone.
Okay.
yeah, I think you also show. I think that we'll ask you show the moment after, so I don't think there is anything that needs to re-say.
Okay, perfect. So I have finished my masterclass of SuperMail, and as promised, we now have a new app in the marketplace. Well, it's not yet in the marketplace; it's in process. It's Super Planner. So I have this story to tell you. 3 years ago, when I just started working in the Spot-nik, Guy took me to a day at Monday to meet the people. And one of the people that we met said, you know, Spot-nik, you do great things. We have a gap in Monday that we cannot find a solution for. Resource allocation. If you find a solution for that, you have me. You know what? It took us 3 years, but we have you. We have resource allocation app. So I can talk about it, but I want to show you a nice video that we have created, and I hope it will work. I think I shared screen with sound, so please tell me if not. Okay, so let's see.
Looking for a smarter way to plan workload? Introducing Super Planner. Assign the right people at the right time. Today, Monday.com lets us assign anyone to any task without truly seeing their workload. So you might assign a task to Ashley, even though she's already juggling 5 others across different boards at the same time. Sound familiar? Meet Super Planner, the smart way to assign the right people at the right time. Need the best person for the job? Super Planner helps you find them. A clear, ascending view of each team member's workload. Filter team members by skills, availability, and workload, so every task lands exactly where it should. See a clear, complete breakdown of each person's tasks across boards, timelines, and even private boards. No guesswork, no blind spots. And with the account overview, all your resources come together in one powerful timeline that includes holidays, days off, weekends, and more. And there you have it. Now we know Ashley's workload is perfectly balanced. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so I'm going to stop share screen now, and I want to thank you all for joining and meeting me and staying here. I hope you enjoyed and have benefited from this masterclass. If you have any questions, we are still here for the next couple of minutes.